Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Fallout New Vegas. We have finally reached the end of the Lonesome Road, at least I think so, because we are about to enter Ulysses' temple, so hopefully we will be able to confront him and maybe even find out a little bit more about what happened here and whether or not he wants to kill us, right? So, are you ready, Edie? Let's go. Elevator to the temple. Yes, let's go. Ulysses, once you ascend this elevator, you cannot return until you end this. If you have anything else you want to do before going ahead, take care of it now. I honestly don't think I want to go back. I know that I missed a few things, but like I said before, I don't really care enough to go back and try to look for it. So I think we're just going to move on and try to confront Ulysses, so let's go. Alright. Is this your temple? And apparently my objective is right in front of me. Oh, is that Ulysses? Probably, huh? I'll be with you in a second. Let me have a quick look around here. Okay, the doors are all locked, so I guess we'll go for Ulysses. Ooh, what the hell? Oh, that's not Edie. It's just random iBots. And that's another missile. Great. What are you doing, Ulysses? What are you doing?
Even in this place, NCR's shadow falls. Or is it just you, courier? Without the bear's corpse to weigh you down. Judging by your shadow, maybe you can't let your machine go. Doesn't matter now. Either way, the Divide Giants are awakening. The missiles here on their way home. There is no way to stop them.
Okay, so you are about to launch the missile. Well, that's great. I still don't understand why are you doing this. What happened at the Divide, what I did was an accident. What you're doing, it's madness. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was an accident, but I'm also pretty sure that he doesn't care. He knows it was an accident, and he still blames Hera for it, so I think that's kind of pointless. The Divide couldn't stop me, the Mojave couldn't kill me, you don't have much chance. Forget this, I'm going to teach you what crossing the wrong courier means. Yeah, I don't know, maybe before we try to take him down, we can get more information out of him. So, why exactly are you doing this again?
You've answered your own question, and you'll die with that question on your lips. You don't see, listen, even when it's all around you. No matter if I nailed it into your head like a gift from Caesar. You brought the Divide to life, courier. You walked the road, brought the bear, then the bull, brought me, following your tracks. And when I saw the divide you made, I saw a second chance, a new way of thinking. My world, no longer the East. And you brought the West in that package. Destroyed it all. Nearly killed me, flesh and spirit. You destroyed something larger than the bear, greater than the bull. And even when you could have turned away, you brought it again in that machine. You destroyed a nation taking its first breath. A place that could have been my home. Now, I'll destroy yours.
Oh, I think I'm finally starting to understand what he's talking about. I think I get it now. So, he needed Edie to launch the missiles, right? Because when he took Edie away from me like 1 or 2 episodes ago, he said something like, the giants of the Divide are going to listen to it and they will bring the divide to your home. And I suppose he thinks the NCR is my home because he usually equates Hera with the NCR. So is that what you're trying to do here? Fire the missiles at the NCR? You know what? That's actually kind of a neat idea. I mean, not the fact that Ulysses wants to fire these missiles at someone, but from a narrative standpoint, it's a neat idea. Because there's an interesting parallel here. Because the backstory is essentially that Hera at some point brought a package of old world tech, and in doing so, she unwittingly caused the destruction of his home. So I guess his idea of poetic justice is basically to make Hera repeat the process again and to bring a different package of old world tech, in this case Edie, through the divide. And in this case, it's going to destroy Hera's home because he needed Edie to activate the missiles, right? Yeah, I can see what they were trying to go for here. I think that's actually, from a narrative standpoint, a pretty neat idea. I think there might even be a metaphor in there somewhere about how you are doomed to repeat your mistakes if you're ignorant of your past or your history or something like that. But I also feel that they didn't fully commit to this idea, and maybe they went for some weird meta commentary instead. And this is something that I think I will say a few words on once I finish the DLC, after I'm done with this. But yeah, I think they didn't fully commit to the idea because there's an obvious difference between the two times Hera delivered a package. The first time, she had a reason to do so. At least we assume she had. Since Ulysses is so focused on her being a courier, it makes sense to assume that she delivered the package as part of her courier activity, so it was a job. Someone gave her money to deliver the package, right? It's a mundane reason, but it's a reason. But in this case, Hera doesn't really have a reason. It wasn't really Ulysses who made her do this. It was me who made her do it because I want to see the end of the DLC. So, yeah, they didn't really go through with that idea. And honestly, in hindsight, I think it would have been really easy to remedy that. Because if it is Ulysses' plan to launch the missiles at the Mojave or the NCR or whatever, they could have just made him tell Hera at the beginning of the DLC. In words that are clear and precise and can be understood even by someone who is not privy to his inner workings. And voila, the courier has a perfectly decent reason to actually go through with all of this because they want to stop the missiles from being launched. As a matter of fact, I would argue that the twist would have an even greater irony in this case, because if the courier fights their way through the Mojave to stop Ulysses from launching a missile, they are basically helping him doing exactly that by delivering Edie. So there's a neat ironic twist in this kind of story if the courier's intention is to stop the missiles. As a matter of fact, even that incident at the Ashton missile silo gets a new meaning that way, because you're trying to stop him from launching a missile, and while doing so you accidentally launch one yourself. So again, that situation gets a whole new meaning if you actually have a good reason to go through all of this, like, trying to stop Ulysses from launching the missiles. Which makes me wonder why they didn't go for this obvious choice. Also, come to think of it, that missile we launched at the Ashton silo didn't really do anything, right? I mean, it was a very impressive fireworks, but it didn't really destroy anything because everything was already destroyed, and the area is uninhabited anyway, and we didn't encounter much radiation, not more than usual anyway. So yeah, thinking back about that, that whole plot point turned out to be pointless. And the thing is, it could have had a point if, your intention was to stop the missile launch, and then you launched a missile. There's something about, intentions and paving, as Ulysses would probably word it. But since there was no intention, the whole idea kind of falters a little bit. So I like the concept in theory, but it's a little bit half-baked, I feel. But okay, let's see what we can do here, because obviously we would prefer to not have the missiles launched. If you meant to kill me, you should have done it long ago. Okay, this is an accident again, and okay, this is just the same again. Yeah, I think he doesn't want to kill me. He just wants to destroy my home, right?
Not if you believe in what you follow. Kill no courier. Kaiser's words. I honored them. Other couriers could have been legion, like me. The truth is, you serve nothing, believe nothing, killing you, meaningless.
So, I guess he at least used to be in the Legion, right? Also, this brings up another interesting question. If I'm correct, and he's trying to launch the missiles at the NCR because he decided that this is Harrow's home, based on reputation, does this mean that if you're playing a courier who is friendly towards the Legion, but, hostile towards the NCR, he's going to launch the missile at the Legion instead? Is this depending on your allegiances? That's an interesting question. Yeah, I'm just going to pick this option now, even though I think it's not going to make much of a difference.
No. Now there is purpose. I believe you when you say you were careless. The divide, the chip, the machine you brought here. Many messages can be taken from that, intended or not. What I do now is an act of conviction.
Yeah, like I said, he knows that it was an accident, but he doesn't care. But interesting that he mentioned the chip, because I guess there's a little bit of a parallel with the chip as well, which is another piece of old world tech that Hera delivered, and it's going to activate, something, in this case, Securitrons. However, the situation with the chip is different, because once you know what it does, you actually can make an informed decision. You have some agency. You can decide not to deliver the chip or not to activate the Securitrons, unlike in these cases where you just delivered a package and you never knew what was in it or what was going to happen. If you blame me for the divide, then let me answer for it, not others. That's a good point.
Blame you? No. Learned from you. Both the weapon to kill a nation and the strength to do it. You showed me a road, a way to carry my message. You've already answered for what you've done. Now the flag you follow will answer for it.
Okay, I think that answers my question. He says the flag you follow will answer for it. So I guess if I had a high Legion reputation, he would try to destroy them. And now he's trying to destroy the NCR based on my reputation. Of course, next question. What if they both hate you? What if you have negative reputation with both the NCR and the Legion? If that's possible. Maybe you were trying to go for the Yes Men or Mr. House or whatever, so you never cared about getting a good reputation with the other two factions. What are you going to do now? Are you going to launch a missile at New Vegas if you're friendly with Mr. House? I mean, he's so focused on the bear and the bull that other factions don't really seem to enter his mind, right? So what, you intend to bomb the Mojave? This is between you and me, not anyone else. Yeah, what exactly do you intend to do?
No, not the Mojave. The West. All that's been built since America died. Same symbols as before the war. Now a flag carried by a tribe of children. You walked the West. didn't stay. You know the reason. The bear grows without structure, follows a symbol without knowing its history. And knowing that you believe in a bear's sickness and have given it strength, and that gives more reason to lay waste to your homeland. After this, only one flag will remain over the Mojave. Let that one fly, or destroy itself.
Okay, I guess this is his very long-winded way to tell me that he's going to destroy the NCR. And I guess if I had been, a Legion friendly courier, he would have destroyed the Legion. Of course, it still makes me wonder what he's going to do with a courier who doesn't have, good reputation with either of them. I don't know, maybe the game just doesn't work that way. Maybe you always have at least some good reputation with one of them. I have no idea. You can't destroy the West even with all the missiles here. Do you think I care if you fire missiles at NCR? Go ahead. I think he's going to call me bluff if I use this option. Well, probably, but you can kill a lot of people even with a few missiles, I suppose. Then again, like I said, the missile we launched at the Ashton silo didn't really do anything, so not sure what these missiles are going to accomplish.
No need to destroy the bear. Just cut its throat. You taught me that at the Divide.
There's a lot of things that I taught you, apparently.
To cut off the supply line, the road to watch something greater die. I'll turn the long 15 into miles of fire. Cut off the Mojave. NCR will fall back, lose Hoover Dam, and leave their throats exposed to the Legion.
I see. So you're just going to bomb the supply line. That's clever, I suppose. Even if you have no faith in the NCR, I do. My actions have proven it. That's an interesting dialogue option. I mean, yes, I have done a lot for the NCR, so it would make sense to assume that Hera must have at least some faith in the NCR, otherwise she wouldn't be working with them all the time. So, I guess this is not a bad option.
Your actions have carried strength. If you speak for the two-headed bear, I'll hear your words, even if I will be the only one to hear them. If you believe it should not die this day, then answer me why.
Can I convince him not to destroy the NCR? Well, that's interesting. One can build a community, make it stronger. You saw it at the Divide, even blamed me for it. Yes. And in a sense, that's what the NCR is trying to do. I mean, you can maybe criticize the results, or maybe even the methods, but they certainly are trying, and they have some success, I would say, whatever you may think of them. So, sure, let's take this really high speech skill.
History has proven this. Our history. And you think that you have this strength? Enough for all of NCR. The West is not the Divide, and nothing you can do can prevent the missile's launch. Convincing me changes nothing.
What does that mean? Well, I just said all that because I'm betting you have some way to stop all this. I believe that one person can make or break a nation. You already know this. Even if the missiles launch and I die here, if I can convince you, that's enough for me. Well, honestly, I don't really care what you think of the NCR. So, I'm not really here to convert you or whatever. I'm betting you have some way to stop all of this. Well, I hope you do. I believe that one person can make or break a nation. Nobody knows this. I mean, that's pretty true. So, you can make a choice here. You don't have to do this, I hope.
It may be that as much destruction has been written in the earth here, you may build something else As you built the divide, you have spoken truly. There is a shadow of a nation behind you, the hope of a people. Yet it may not matter. The divide still stands against us.
What do you mean by that? Oh, well, whatever I just did, I did something. We've already handled everything it can throw at us. There still might be a way out of this, I just need time. Yeah, what exactly do you mean?
Our enemies gather outside, shadows of the bear and a bull. They will have found their way in, just as you did. It was always my intention. In case I could not kill you, the marked men would flood this place, cut off your escape. If we cannot prevent what comes, then let us make our stand here. Two couriers together at the divide.
Okay. So we gotta make our stand against... Oh, I see what you're talking about. Well, I guess these are our common enemies, so let's deal with them. There we go. I mean, if it's only marked men and not like Tanadas and Deathclaws, I think we can handle it. Also, I just realized that there's like lots and lots of warheads around. I think we could destroy them if only because they have radiation, and the radiation heals the marked men, right? So getting rid of them might not be the worst idea. Well, someone set me on fire. Oh no, I don't want to shoot at you, Edie. Alright. Let's see. I think I should destroy more of these warheads. Alright, let's do this one over here. Come on, explode. There we go. There's a lot of these marked men. How did they all find their way inside here at once? That's what I would like to know. Okay, that's probably not all of them yet. Okay, we got one more over here. But I think I might be a little bit too far away from this one. Also, there's like a stealth one. I can see you. Oop. Well, I could use a few stim packs. Let's heal up a little bit. And I have used up a lot of them, but I still have quite a few. Is that all? No, it's not. There's
Mercy killings.
There's another one over here, and he still keeps on rambling. But hey, at least he's helping me to fight them, so all is forgiven. Okay, I think we did it. I think we did it. Quest at the end.
If we're done here, let's leave the divide behind. If we get separated, I'll meet you above Hopeville, near the canyon wreckage.
Okay, why not? Sure. I guess we're just going to leave now. But I just got a new quest. Cancel the missile launch. Right, the missiles. I almost forgot about them. Wait, hang on a second. Where is it? According to my quest marker somewhere over here. Ah, okay. This must be it. Missile launch terminal. Yes. Let's cancel this. This terminal is already engaged in its countdown sequence and the abort code has been overridden. You might be able to change the missile's target or accelerate the countdown to launch the missiles immediately. Okay. Leave the console alone. Attempt to cancel the launch. Redirect the missiles to target both the NCR and Caesar's Legion. Redirect the missile to target Caesar's territory. Accelerate the countdown and launch the missiles at the NCR. Well, I'm sure that's perfectly safe. I mean, they're not going to obliterate one or two of the major factions before I made my decision who I want to back, right? All joking aside, from a player's perspective, this is an interesting decision because all the game has been moving toward that one big battle at Hoover Dam between the NCR and the Legion. So I don't think they're going to like completely rewrite the ending in a post-game DLC where you can just destroy one of the factions. So I'm sure it will have some consequences, but it's probably not going to like change the fact that there's going to be a battle at Hoover Dam, right? That's still going to take place. But either way, even from Hera's perspective, we obviously have to assume that these missiles will do some serious damage, and are not like the missile from the Ashton missile silo that didn't really do anything. So obviously there is a certain temptation to just bomb the Legion, right? But I don't think we're going to do that. I mean, first of all, they have slaves, lots of captured slaves. We would be killing them too. And a nuclear warhead is not exactly like a very precise weapon. So it will have collateral damage. The land will be irradiated for a long time. So even if we were able to drive back the Legion at some point, nobody could move into that land. And radiation typically crosses over like country or nation lines. I mean, in this game, radiation works well however the story wants it to work, and it's usually not nearly as dangerous as you would think it is. But, you know, realistically speaking, even bombing the Legion would be a little bit too much, even if this is a war and we want to defeat them. That's a little bit too heavy weaponry against them. So I guess I will try to cancel the launch. That's definitely the best option here. Launch control terminal. The abort code is encrypted with an incredibly advanced pre-war military encryption sequence. You would have to be a code-breaking robot to crack it in time. Well, Edie, are you a code-breaking robot? Can you do this for me, maybe?
Experiment log 369248/A. iBot Duraframe Universal Interface Override System. This is Dr. Whitley presiding. Initial tests of the override system are promising. Against unsecured or lightly encrypted targets, the iBots have a 98% success rate.
Oh, that
More
sounds
heavily
good.
protected systems are still problematic. Military-grade encryption presents a very real possibility of critical overload of key systems. We've stopped tests before any robots were destroyed. But if we don't address the problem, our iBots will fry themselves hacking military networks.
Oh, that doesn't sound good. Are you saying you can stop this missile? No, Edie, I won't let you sacrifice yourself like this. There has to be another way. Better you than me. Let's do this. This sucks. Does this mean the only way for me to stop the missile is to have Edie basically overload? I don't like this. But could you theoretically stop this maybe without destroying yourself? Okay. But the log said that this kind of encryption would kill you. It looks like I can still choose the missile's actual target. Maybe we can work with that. Yeah, I can still, like, reroute the missiles to the Legion. So, I don't know. Do you have any kind of opinion on this? Yeah, I don't know. Is there another way? Do you have any other suggestions? If you're really sure you want this, okay, go ahead and stop the missile and goodbye. I don't care, I'll just change the missile's target myself. I never liked the NCI anyways. Well, if I were to change the target, I guess I would target the Legion. You know, if I had to choose between one of them, I would still go for the Legion, for reasons. The Legion has it coming. Yeah, I can target the Legion. So basically, the decision now is throw the bomb at the Legion or sacrifice Edie. That sucks. I don't like this. But I think I'll still go for this, especially since apparently Edie offered to do it, even though it's going to destroy him. Well, I mean, I don't like to do this, but it's still I think the better choice than throwing the bomb even at the Legion. And not because Edie is a robot. If this was like a human companion and they said, okay, I can stop this, but it's going to cost me my life, but I'm willing to do this to stop this missile from being launched, I will do it. I would also say, okay, do it, I respect this, and you're going to do it for a good cause. Even if it only means, like, not bombing the Legion. Like I said, there's lots of slaves that would also die as well. So, yeah, I guess with a heavy heart, I will let Edie do this. And I hope you're watching, Ulysses, because this beeping ball of metal has so much more honor and personality than you have. So I hope you watch this and learn a lesson from this. Especially since you showed it so much disdain whenever you talked about Edie. But yeah, I was very happy that you were with me on this lonesome road, Edie. And I guess I will say goodbye now. And I'll let you have this heroic sacrifice. Let's do it. Determined beeping. Alright. Providing your own soundtrack, huh? I love it. Okay, I think it's working. You're doing something here. Oh, well. I guess the encryption was indeed too much for Edie. Oh, my best friend on this journey, gone, but gone for a good cause. That's an unexpectedly dramatic ending to this. Also, I think this place may be coming down. We should be going.
Here. Let's leave the divide behind. We get separated. I'll meet you.
Yes, I'm going ahead. You can come with me or not, I honestly don't care. But I'm going to get out of here before everything goes to hell. Alright. When Edie's circuits burned in the fire of the divide, there was one small part that held on. Oh. As his last gesture, he sent one last signal to his counterpart in the Mojave, passing along what the courier had taught him in the divide. Oh. Well, I guess that means that this Edie is not, like, entirely gone, because parts of it will continue to exist in
burned,
my other
lightless
Edie.
in the night. Invisible fires of radiation scorching it from within and without. It is said a man still walked its streets with a tattered jacket, an old world flag etched on the back. He remained there, perhaps as punishment for the scars he left on the wastes, or a reminder of a history he could not forget. For Ulysses, his journey was over. The courier had been the end of his road. As for the courier, she turned her back on her home for the second time and made her way back, navigating the treachery of the divide. Tunnelers and the marked men avoided the lone figure, as if recognizing the courier's right to passage, or out of fear.
Good.
The courier walked until she stood again upon the edge of the divide, the last road she would walk before the second battle for Hoover Dam. There, beside her feet, was a final package from one courier to another, a footlocker bearing a gift and a message. But that message, it is something for couriers to carry, and for them alone. The lights flickered across the divide, reminders that the old world histories persist and find meaning in the present. It said, war never changes. Women do. Through the roads they walk. And this road has reached its end.
That actually looked kind of like Hera. I mean, not the outfit, but the hairstyle. Okay, well, looks like we're back in the Mojave. The fires of Armageddon, the divide broke cities, flayed skin from bone and threatened to destroy the world, but you survived it and stopped it. You can put a single point into any of your special attributes. You also gain reputation with the followers of the Apocalypse and the Brotherhood of Steel for stopping another Armageddon. Well, honestly, you should thank Edie for that, because that wasn't me, that was all Edie. But thanks anyway. Oh, I actually became idolized in the Brotherhood of Steel. I never thought that this would happen. Renowned for your extensive support and goodwill, you are idolized by the community. Right. Okay, I can get another skill, huh? What do I want to increase? Well, I guess I will pick one of the skills that have only 7 points. I can increase my intelligence thanks to my glasses, so I don't think it's going to be any higher. Strength is a measure of your raw physical power. It affects how much you can carry the power of all melee attacks and your effectiveness of many heavy weapons. Perception, explosives, lockpick, energy, weapons, skills, and the red compass markings appear. Agility affects your guns and sneak skills, and the number of action points available for that. I mean, that is useful, I suppose. So let's use more agility, and there we go. We made it back. Oh, is this the footlocker you've been talking about? Also, I did get some fame with the Brotherhood and the followers, so how is my fame with them? I'm only liked with the followers for some reason. That's kind of sad, because, like I said, I feel the followers might actually be the faction that Hera identifies with the most, and while she's idolized, even with like the Great Khans and the Brotherhood, she's only liked with the followers. How can I change that? Maybe I should go back to Julie Farkas and give her more stimpaks and medicine. Maybe this will increase my reputation. But okay, let's have a look at your package. Courier Duster. Oh, it's an outfit. Old Glory. That's the weapon he was using, right? I'll take it. Snakebite Tourniquet. Ulysses' Duster. Ulysses' Final Message. And Ulysses' Mask. Okay. And now I'm over encumbered. Of course I am. But let's have a look at the message that he gave us. Where is it? Oh, I can listen to it. Okay. Let's hear his rambling for one last time. Sure, why not?
Last tape, last message. In case you best me. If you're hearing this, you have, through blood or word. This message and all that lies with it. It is for you, courier. If you want to know the why of things. This world, I've walked a good part of it. I stopped only because of you. What you did gave me pause. Long ago, I crossed the Colorado, the first among the Legion to see Hoover Dam in all its glory. An old world wall, yet bridging two sides. And beyond it, a symbol of a two-headed bear. An idea great enough to challenge Caesar himself. Might kill him taking it, whether he won or lost. The bull needs to fight, needs the challenge. Without it, it falters, dies in the dust. Might be a lesson there, in you and me. Leave the thought behind the message to you. My message is this. The destruction that has been wrought at the Divide, or elsewhere, if you couldn't stop me, it can happen again. It will keep happening. If war doesn't change, men must change, and so must their symbols. Even if it is nothing at all, know what you follow, courier. Just as I followed you to the end. Whatever your symbol, carry it on your back and wear it proudly when you stand at Hoover Dam.
Well, I suppose that's a message I can get behind, at least the part that I understood. So, right, well, he left us an interesting little message before he left. Also, have I ever looked inside these graves? There's just some ammo. And a rebound. Anyway, I would like to have a look at some of the things that I found in that package. Specifically, the weapons. Well, I can probably just reduce my weight by putting these together. Honestly, I don't need this, so there we go. Now I'm not over encumbered anymore. Yeah, I'm not going to need the breathing mask anymore. Let's have a look at the outfits. Huh. I actually kind of like this. And yeah, it has the bear. So basically, it has determined that the NCR is like my symbol because that's where I have the most reputation. And I guess if I was aligned with the Legion, I would have the bull on the courier's duster, right? Okay. And what about Ulysses's duster? Ah, okay. This is like the old American flag on it. That for some reason he made like his symbol. Now, I gotta say, I do kind of like the dusters in general. I mean, they are light armors and not medium, right? Have they any nice benefits? Critical chance and charisma. Of all the things, charisma. Endurance and more carrying capacity. I mean, that's always good. So maybe I'm actually going to wear this. What does the damage protection say? 13. Well, it's obviously significantly less protective. Then again, at least in the Mojave, most enemies aren't really that much of a threat to me anymore. So I think I will be fine wearing a light armor. And I can carry more and run faster. Yep, I kind of like this. I think I'm going to keep this outfit. Also, I need my glasses again. I can't see without my glasses. I also want to see how it looks like without the beret. I like it. I like it a lot. I mean, I would just stop wearing the beret because you can actually see her hairstyle if she's not wearing it. But the beret gives me more critical chance, which is kinda neat. Also, I just like the contrast between like this martial outfit and her nerdy glasses. I like this look. Anyway, yeah, like I said, I do wanna share a few thoughts on this DLC. But I think I'm going to do it in the next episode because it might be a bit too long for this one. And I originally had planned to talk about the DLCs at the end of the game when I'm doing my final verdict. But since I have a few thoughts in my head already on this DLC, I'm going to do it in the next episode before we continue with the main mission. Also, there might actually be a few minor things that I want to do before I continue with the main missions. Like, I'm not sure if I will bother doing the Star Bottle Cap quest, but I have been asking if there's anything else that I should do before I continue with the endgame. And I think I wrote it down, what people said in the comments. For once, I want to go back to Hoover Dam and explore a little bit more, because apparently there's more people I can talk to. And maybe I will try to get to the other side of the Colorado, see if I can actually get to that shore. I know I can't use Hoover Dam to cross over, but maybe I can just swim through the water and see if I can find anything on the eastern side of the river that divides us, that divides the bear and the bull, like a river of blood that it will become once the bear and the bull fight at the old world fortress that is Hoover Dam. I'll stop doing this now. Okay, so yeah, let's end the episode here. And like I said, I will share a few thoughts on this DLC in the next episode. So as usual, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.